I'm Ronnie Klassen and this is Straight Talk. Good afternoon, Sabah. I'm Ronnie Klassen and this is Straight Talk. Today basically is day 12, deadline 29th November 2025, the day that 1.7 registered voters are eligible to come out to vote on the 73 vacant seats at the State Assembly. Now, 596 candidates will be contesting in the 17th Sabah state elections. However, only 73 of these 596 candidates will succeed, all right, provided the voters feel that these are the 73 candidates that they would like to put in the State Assembly. With me here this afternoon in Kota Kinabalu is the Pakatan Harapan candidate for Kapayan. All right, she is Datuk Jannie Lasimbang. Welcome, Datuk, and thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for your invitation. Yes.
All right, I'm sure you are extremely busy. All right, you are probably running around everywhere, delivering dramas. All right, talking and meeting with your voters in Kapayan. All right. Okay, now let's get down to the nitty gritty. I'm sure you are you have a few more other places that you need to go. All right. Now, you are the Pakatan Harapan candidate for Kapayan.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
M25.
Right, and you are a two-term assembly woman. All right. You won the seat first time in 2018.
That's right. Yeah.
Now, at that time, it was only a 7-corner contest. All right.
Your mind is clear.
All right. Now, 2020, you won the seat again. Okay. And now this is 2025. This time around, there are 13 candidates that's contesting in Kapayan. All right. What are your thoughts on it, Dato'?
Wow, it's quite. First of all, thank you, Ronnie, for letting me speak. It's first time that I am. I didn't even expect that to be that many. I expected 7, and when we went to the nomination hall, we saw 13. I saw 3 women, which is quite a number normally. But out of these, 6 are established parties. The rest are either independent or new parties. Some of them even only 1 year, the party. So in my mind, at first I didn't know, but I think there's a wind blowing in a way. They said there's a trend for a very new trend because we haven't seen this before, where they want what they call a party that is local. And I think many of them came out because they felt that there might be a chance for them to be, to win in this election on that win or trend that is happening. Yes.
All right, good thought, Dato', since you brought it up just now. Okay, now you just made reference to some of the voters basically are preferring local-based parties.
Yes.
All right. Now, DAP, okay, Pakatan Harapan. You are basically a party that originates from West Malaysia.
Exactly.
Okay. How do you deal with your voters or the perception by voters, all right, when you mention they prefer local-based parties as compared to DAP, which originates from West Malaysia?
Yeah. So, as I said, this is a perception that was built, and I think meant to try and support these new parties, and also even some of our established parties. In fact, all the established party is now using the tagline of being a local party. I believe that there is a misconception thinking that only local parties can fight for Sabah rights, and it's when we talk about the whole idea of them talking about local parties is because they think that only local parties can fight for the rights of Sabahan. I support very much that stand that we need strong local parties, strong candidates, strong government in Sabah. But it doesn't mean that only a local party could win or can represent in the fight or in the struggle for Sabah's rights. I always say to them that, Sabah DAP is as good as a local party. It was established in 1976, longer than many, or in fact all of the so-called local parties that claim to be local. And I always say that we are all local candidates. Where else can our heart be except for Sabah, for Sabah's rights? I'm an activist for 35 years, more than that, and my heart has always been for Sabah's rights. And it's no way thinking just because I come from a national party, DAP, would I be, abrogating my fight for Sabah.
Okay, you've been in politics for quite a while, all right? I know that your sister and your brother are also involved in politics, all right? Now, rightfully said, you are a thoroughbred Sabahan. Okay, you're not someone from Kuala Lumpur or Malacca or Penang or Johor. All right, you are a thoroughbred Sabahan. Okay, now when you hear, all right, the perception by voters or the public at large, all right, that they are basically thinking about local-based party, all right. How does it feel, or do you feel that being a Sabahan, you should basically be in a local-based party rather than a national party?
No, I believe that a national party has its role, and so do all our parties, actually. When we talk now about the rights of Sabahans, we have, actually, to me, in a nutshell, we're talking about autonomy for Sabah. We want to have rights, respected. And we are for Sabah, we have that, written in the Constitution, the 40%, the MA 63. These are documents that are already adopted and by the government. Maybe it has not been, of course, fully realized, and that's the journey that we're going through. So I feel that the need for Sabah in the fight for autonomy needs a partnership. And nothing beats, a national party with ministers in my party, 4 ministers in the federal government to give that, to lend that support. And that's just for DAP. I'm also talking, when you talk about Pakatan Harapan, we've got the PM, we've got many others who are basically in the federal government. And so when you talk about autonomy and the fight for better, to achieve the respect for our rights of Sabah, you need that partnership. And that's how I see that it's actually a strength to be in a national party, to have people who speak for you in the cabinet or in the negotiation in Kuala Lumpur.
Okay. Datuk, I actually interviewed the immediate past president of the Sabah Law Society, Datuk Roger Chin, yesterday. And interesting enough, you mentioned 40%, you mentioned MA 63 just now. All right. Now, my interview with Datuk Roger Chin basically emphasized a lot on SLS participation in taking the federal government to court with regard to the 40% revenue entitlement. All right. Now, interesting enough is this, Datuk. Okay. The federal government has appealed. Okay. They have not disputed that 40%.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
But the other parts of the decision of the court, all right, is being disputed, and the federal government is wanting to appeal. Okay. Now, there's going to be a long journey. All right. This is something that's not going not to be over and done with within the next 24 hours or 24 days.
Yes.
All right. Now, Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim, all right, is the chairman of Pakatan Harapan. All right, and in Pakatan Harapan, you have PKR, you have DAP, you have Amanah. Once upon a time, APCO was there.
Yes.
They are no longer with you. Okay, now being a coalition partner of Pakatan Harapan, okay, being a Sabahan, being an elected adun in the Sabah State Assembly, all right, how would you influence Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim, all right, in terms of the appeal, all right, would Sabah aduns from Pakatan Harapan probably sit down with Anwar Ibrahim and say, look, Datuk, we are Sabahans, I think it's not proper that you should appeal, how would you deal with that situation?
Well, definitely, you have to be there, and I think that's why I say it's an advantage. First of all, I think the PM did not think that the PM initially would have crossed his mind, knowing him in the past and our interaction with him, that he's very careful about how the states in Peninsular Malaysia would think. Say, for example, granting more than 5% of petroleum, as an example, 40%. But 40% is very different because we always point out, because it's in the Constitution. But any other rights that we want to struggle within for Sabah, and I think that we have to. And in fact, it's already done. That's why I'm saying that we in the Pakatan Harapan has already influenced him. And I think when he came here during his trip and went to, the people as a whole came to Gaya Street and, further pressured him, that changed his mind. So that's why, to me,
actually, he had a bashing from one of the visitors in Gaya Street.
Exactly. That's why I feel that it's already discussed in the cabinet. The lawyers among those cabinet members are saying, yeah, we have to appeal. That's normal. For the legal fraternity, actually, they think that the federal government has to appeal in any case. And I actually expected they will appeal already. But the fact that my colleagues in DAP also brought it up, and they changed his mind. We also, and our members from Sabah, we in DAP Sabah, told the Central Executive Committee in our meeting that we wanted to tell PM, please don't appeal. And then it further went into it was brought to the cabinet, and that's why I think he made for sure that decision not to appeal. Of course, to the AG, these other things have to be clarified. And to me, actually, that's a necessary process. For me, actually, I see the fight for autonomy. I've been to the UN talking about indigenous rights, talking about rights of many autonomous states in the different states in the world. But in particular, I say, for example, autonomous Mindanao, the autonomous southern Thailand, the autonomous states of Northeast India. They all had to go through this discussion in the court, discussion in the state. That's why, personally, this forum and the election emphasizes a lot of things. So sometimes it skewed the discussion. But there's nothing that all Sabahans, I call it, has to journey through it. Everyone has to fight. The federal government also want to clarify what does this. Even for us, isn't it? That's why we asked for, and when we, the Pakatan Harapan from Sabah, how do you call it? What's a legal term? We didn't proceed with our original summon.
You withdrew your summon.
Yeah, that's the word. Withdrew it because we felt that there are other platforms that we can now, after being in government, take. So, member of the MA63 committee, member of the LHDN committee, we have to go through this. And federal government also want to clarify whether it's true. They want to tell Sabahans that we did not neglect you. There was no abuse of power. I think that's why they want to go to the court and fight this out. I don't see this as and I don't think Sabahans should see it as negative. That may help us clarify how much is 40%, and is it true that the peruntukan that which the PM stated before is actually the same as his 40%, because all these questions are coming out, and then Sabahans can then say no, 40% is very different. That's and the grant that they have given us for for development is very different, and I like this because then you get to clarify questions that
I don't know whether the Sabah leaders from Pakatan Harapan has actually informed the Prime Minister. The federal allocation for Sabah, right, for next year amounted to 6.9 billion. Right, huge, the largest in the country given to a state. All right. Unfortunately, he included the 600 million interim,
Yes.
which should not basically be in the federal allocation because it's a separate entity altogether.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Now,
some may not think, as you can hear, isn't
Right,
it?
correct.
They may not think that it is. They may think that it is part of the 40%.
Yeah.
For some people, and that's why I think that's why I said I don't necessarily say, questioning these.
well, to the eyes of the public, of course,
Yes.
it may be a little bit misleading. You know, 6.9 billion, of which the 600 million interim, which is a different entity.
Exactly.
All right. So, okay. Anyway, coming back to the most important thing here. Now, Pakatan Harapan and GRS. Okay, you have been the government of the day. Okay, prior to the dissolution of the State Assembly. Okay. Now, you're going in again as partners, all right, in the 17 state elections. Okay. Now, I just want to draw your attention on one very important thing that we've discovered. All right. There is this viral media that's going on in social media, all right, that PKR as well as BN right, were having negotiation talks in Putatan just yesterday, all right, and it was attended by the Deputy UMNO head of Putatan and the candidate of PKR, all right. What do you think is going on, Datuk?
That's new to me. PN, is it? Not BN.
Barisan Nasional.
Barisan Nasional. Well, that question is quite difficult to answer because I am not privy to the discussion that they have. Obviously, I think the federal government have seen that their so-called the federal model or the unity government consisting of PH and BN has worked. And I think there is that element, of course, here in Sabah. I mean, we have seen it. They've talked, PM has come to talk to Chief Minister Gigi. He also talked to BN Chairman Bung about a possible working together. They feel that the stability of the Sabah politics can be through this model of GRS, PH, BN. Unfortunately, it didn't materialize as far as I thought in the before that. But actually, PH has also been. I want is also talk with BN in our seats. We have talked about not clashing with BN, and that we also don't clash with GRS to most extent.
Okay.
So we have, I think, a number of us have tried to think of it from stability, a stable political and a government that it might consist. We don't know what is the outcome. So I think maybe these are, to me, talks that trying to signal that there are possibilities beyond PH and GRS.
Okay. Now comes a very interesting question.
I hope not a difficult one. I know you.
Perhaps you would like to have a sip of coffee.
Yes, I better have coffee before the hard questions come.
Okay. I'm very convinced that you are aware of the current news, all right, that has been exposed all over social media, all right. It has also appeared on national news, okay, and I would reckon that the 33 over million, all right, population of the country are also probably aware of this, all right. Now, a blockbuster news was exploded yesterday, all right, in all social media, print media, all right, with regard to the political secretary to Anwar Ibrahim, okay, as well as the so-called whistleblower, okay, on matters relating to exchange of goodwill. Some may say goodwill, some may say something else. All right. PM's name basically was implicated by this so-called whistleblower. All right. Would you think that the exposure of this that has been exposed would affect Pakatan Harapan in the Sabah elections?
It's hard to say. I actually don't even have the details myself and all this, except that to me, I think Pakatan has always made a stand that they are for a proper investigation of the cases that were brought up. And if you look at the Pakatan Harapan commitment, they have talked about, accountability is one of the top agendas that they have put in. And I think we would continue to do that. I mean, one of the things that they have said was to set up a Dune level, a special committee to look into ensuring accountability and ensuring not just GLCs but also in all the government agencies.
Transparency.
Transparency.
As well.
So, if there is a thing that that this, hopefully that will assure voters that we are, regardless of who commits, whether one side or is meant to expose corruption within the state, then I think that will be the stand to take. I hope that's what voters will say. The game about who actually paid who, or who have asked or kasi arahan to take care of how to uncover this, I think is another issue altogether. But hopefully, as far as I'm concerned, I would like to see voters looking at the commitment for accountability. Definitely from DAP, we want to ensure that voters do not see that there is hanky-panky in that. We also want those who are accused right now to have a proper trial if they are indeed found to be evidence of corruption.
Okay. Pakatan Harapan has been in the government over the last 5 years, all right, together with GRS, all right, and I'm quite sure that the public at large, all right, are happy, with regard to the administration of GRS and Pakatan, okay, and I'm sure that GRS and PH are now going in with the same thoughts, with the same strength, in the hope that you would be again, all right, forming the next state government of Sabah. All right. Now, one last question, Datuk. All right. This is not a trick question. All right.
Okay.
It's a simple yes or no answer.
Okay.
All right. You are against 12 other candidates in Kapayan.
Yes.
All right. Can you win Kapayan? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for being with me, Datuk. All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you.
Okay, now that was Datuk Jannie Lasimbang, the Pakatan Harapan candidate for Kapayan. She's up against 12 other candidates, all right, almost double the amount as compared to the previous election, all right. A whole bunch of political parties as well as independent candidates all going for the same reason, and that is to win the Kapayan seat. All right, we wish Datuk Jannie Lasimbang all the best, all right, and sincerely hope that her hopes and aspirations comes true on the 29th of November 2025, which happens to fall this coming Saturday. All right, I'm Ronnie Klassen, all right, till I see you again. Thank you.
Thank you.